Good morning. Welcome to my first ever vlog. I usually always get up around 6 a.m. I've always been an early morning person and enjoy the feeling of being up before most of the world are awake. So I'll always start with brushing my teeth, washing my face with cold water, having a little boogie in the bathroom to bring some positive vibes. And then I'll make a hot water and lemon as a nice way to have a warming drink first thing in the morning, pre-caffeine, pre-food, and to just get the digestive system moving and feel nice and cleansed and calm. I'll take that hot water and lemon with me into the living room where I'll get my journal out and do about 25 minutes of journaling, thinking about my gratitude, my wins, writing down affirmations. An amazing way I find to get my headspace in a really positive zone and to focus on the things that are going well for me in my life. After this, I'll always do some kind of movement, whether that's going to the gym, going for a walk, or this morning I chose to do some more gentle yoga in the living room. I'm currently doing Kat Meffen's 30-day yoga challenge, which is great. It's short, but it's really effective and a lovely way to start the day. Then I'll do my LED face mask and tie it in with a little bit of stretching because multitasking, why not? And then it's time to get ready for the day. Good morning. Welcome to my first ever vlog. You would have just seen me doing my morning routine, which is kind of like my non-negotiable morning routine that I do every morning, or some variation of that. The bit that I always include is the hot water, either with lemon or with ginger, to kind of get the digestive system going, as like a nice warm hot drink in these cold temperatures in London, and journaling, and then always some kind of movement. And I think the thing to think about with morning routines, I always have a lot of people asking me, like clients of mine or just friends, what's your morning routine? I really need to get better at my morning routine. But ultimately, a morning routine is there to help you set yourself up for a good day. And there's so much kind of contradictory advice around what we should be doing in our morning routine, but it's really about trying out a few different things and seeing what works. It could be you're grateful for someone in your life that you saw them the day before, or you had a really great conversation with them. Or it could be grateful for like getting a free coffee, anything that comes to mind that you're grateful for, because that like puts your mindset into this positive headspace of abundance rather than lack. So it really helps you to focus on the things in your life that are already going well. So I like to do 3 gratitudes as a minimum, and then I like to write down 3 wins. Now, the reason why I like to do this is because it's so easy for us, like as humans, like the way that our brain is wired is to focus on the negative. So it's this thing called negativity bias. Wasn't planning on going into a mindset session on the first vlog, but it's negativity bias. So it means that by default, we focus on the things that aren't going right, or the negative piece of feedback, or the one remark out of 50 people that like didn't quite sit well. So we need to actively and intentionally program our mind to focus more on the positive. And a really easy way of doing that is by writing down your wins and focusing on the good in your life already. So wins can be anything from someone holding the door open for you, to getting a refund, unexpected refund, to having a compliment from a stranger, to getting a great email. Like any little thing, it's not about the massive big things necessarily, because if there's consistently small things each day, then we're consistently focusing on the good things. So I like to write down 3 wins that could be from my business, it could be my personal life, it could just be something that I've done that I'm proud of and I want to celebrate. So 3 gratitude, 3 wins, and then I like to write affirmations. Once again, affirmations are an amazing tool, an amazing way to reprogram the mind. Take you downstairs. What we need to do is kind of change up our beliefs
so that we build a more empowering and supportive mindset. And the way that we do that is through affirmations. So changing, like writing out basically like scripts or words or sentences that make us feel better. There are so many examples online that you can use, but I think it's really important to use sentences and phrases that like align with you and the life that you want to create. So I often just write down like quite free-handedly like sentences and statements that like feel empowering, that about like my success or my health or my happiness, my business growth, like the success there. And it's quite like, I find it really fun because you get really carried away and no one's looking, no one's like watching what you're saying. There's no like judgment of that's really cringy or that's really cliche. So that's what I like to do. If you want any examples, let me know in the comments below and I can give you some prompters or suggestions. But I would really recommend that you start doing it in your day. And one little tip, if you are someone who doesn't have a lot of time in the morning, but would like to do affirmations, there are some amazing affirmation tracks on like Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts that you can listen to when you're like walking to work, going to get the bus, like anything, so that you can get in your dose of affirmations. So yeah, that's my morning routine. As you saw, I do a little bit of yoga. This morning I tied it in with my face mask because I think multitasking, if you can, why not? And now I'm gonna make some breakfast.
Okay, I've actually just got changed. I don't know whether anyone else is like this, but if I put on an outfit and I don't feel like it's not giving me the right vibe, I have to get changed. I can't start my day unless I'm wearing an outfit that I feel good in. So yeah, I've just changed. I'm making some eggs. I'm on a bit of a hormone health journey at the moment to try and get back my regular cycles. So I am having eggs as a way of getting high protein in the morning with rye bread and spinach and seeds. So I will show you that when it's made. Tip if you're making eggs: turmeric in the eggs, curry powder in the eggs. Don't knock it till you try it. Honestly, the flavour that it gives the eggs is so good. And obviously turmeric is so good for you, for your, I'm not exactly sure the scientific benefit of turmeric. I'm pretty sure it's really good for circulation, but I might be wrong. So I know that it is good. I'm just not sure what the exact benefits are.
Kind of looks a little bit weird with the turmeric, but what I then do is add spinach, and I just let it like go really flat on a pan. I find that really works and it cooks it nicely, and then I just sprinkle a little bit of spinach on. So it's kind of like an omelette actually, and that way the spinach kind of cooks on the omelette, and then you can just fold it over. And yeah, I've got my rye bread cooking over there, off it pops. So then when you can kind of tell that it's kind of cooked, then what I try and do, which is not going to be that easy with one hand, is just like flip over half of it and then let that cook for a little bit longer so that the spinach kind of wilts a little bit. And then what I do, get my rye bread. Oh, the key is to add Marmite. Let me know if you are a lover or a hater of Marmite, because honestly, with eggs, 10-10.
So I don't always have eggs, but as I say, because I'm on a little bit of a hormone health journey at the moment, I know that eggs are a good thing to have. The other thing that I love having is oats with like lots of berries, seeds, nut butter, protein powder. It kind of just depends on the day, on the mood. The other thing that I always have, which I'm saying this, I completely forgotten to have today, is my bone broth. I've been having half a cup of bone broth. I'll show you which one it is. Like every day in the morning after I have my hot water and lemon. I have this one. I'll link it for you below because it's really, really good. And I just have half a packet of that, heat it up, and I just drink that before I have breakfast as like a really good way of getting lots of delicious, healthy nutrients in to start the day. And then the other thing, which I'm going to try and link for you below as well, is crispy chili oil. which probably isn't the healthiest, but it's so delicious. Let me know if you've tried it. All you need is like a tiny little bit on your eggs, and it just brings like a little, it's not spicy. It's just like, it's like a sweet, it's got like garlic, ginger, actually, yeah, ginger, nuts, chili. It's so good.
So yeah, that you can see I've got the omelette and then I just add a few seeds on, once again, hormone health journey situation. And that's it. One of the things that this nutritionist that I was working with said, which is super important if you are trying to, you know, get back regular cycles, and I'll maybe do a different video about that, let me know if you would like me to, is to try and eat within the first hour of waking up, which for me back then was really hard because I was always someone that would do my workout, like do my morning routine, wait till I sat down to like start my work day basically, before I would have breakfast. That would kind of be 9 o'clock, having woken up at 6 o'clock. But now I really try to at least have something. So even if I'm going to the gym, I'll always have like some saurine or a bit of toast with peanut butter, banana, like a squares bar, but like anything like that to give your body some fuel. It's now probably 2 hours after I woke up. So ideally I would have eaten something before already, but because I didn't go to the gym or do kind of any like more intense workout, I didn't. But that's a big tip if you're wanting to get back regular cycles and improve your hormone health, eating within the first hour. I've been told and have proven to myself previously, having regained my cycles, that was a contributing factor. And the other thing that I do in the morning is I'll take my supplements. I'm not going to like share specifically what supplements I take because obviously I am not a registered doctor or anything like that, but they are a couple of supplements to support my like hormones, others for like general well-being. So vitamin D, for example, because I live in the UK, that is something that I know we all need to be taking or should be taking if we're living in countries that like don't get much sunlight basically. And then like a general kind of skin, hair, nails one, omega-3 because I don't eat like loads of fish. And so I do that because omega-3 is great for like brain health. Okay, I'm about to head out to a coffee shop to work there, and I'm trying to decide whether I put my hair up. I don't know whether it's just my hair, but it's one of those situations that like if I'm going to commit to a slick back bun, then I need to commit, because you can't do the whole process, put your gel in or your sprays or whatever, and then think, actually, it doesn't look that good. So I think I'm going to commit to it because my hair needs a wash. I'm going to put a little bit of hair oil in as like a kind of mask whilst it's up all day, and then I'm going to wash it this evening. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then we're going to head out to a coffee shop for the day, get clear on what my non-negotiable tasks are. I'll show you that because that's like very much part of my morning routine. And then I'll get on with the day. So yeah, that's kind of like the overview of what I do on a daily basis for my morning routine. But it does change. Hello? Yeah, it does change. But I think the thing, as I've said, is it's really about understanding like what would make you feel good each day. And how can you create a routine that incorporates elements of those things in your day? Because we've all got different, commitments, different timings. We don't all have like an abundance of time. I work for myself, so I work from home. I don't have a commute. So it's not about changing everything and trying to kind of curate like a 45-minute routine if you don't have one already. But it's the little things that are going to bring in some joy. So like, how can you bring in things in your day that are going to make you feel good? And then you just have to make those a priority. So like setting your alarm, getting out of bed. Like I'm not one for snoozing. I'm like, look, get up, get out, start the day. That personally works well for me because it's like that sacred time before it feels like most of the world are awake. And that's something that I really love about getting up early. Like I've always been an early morning person. So that would be my advice. But if you've got any questions about morning routines and like how to be more productive, then let me know, because this is what I speak to clients about a lot. Let me just get my hair oil. I'll put that in whilst I'm just finishing chatting to you. I believe that motivation is, you know, it comes and goes. So we need to do things in our days that are going to help us feel motivated. And that happens, actually this isn't really gonna work when I can't see what I'm doing. Put it in like this. I'm just using some hair, like argan oil, hair oil, squeezing it in. Okay, I couldn't multitask and do my hair oil and do my bun at the same time. I haven't perfected my slick back bun, but we're working on it. Anyway, I think I was talking about motivation. So a lot of the time it's like, well, how do I stay motivated? Like, especially when it's really cold in winter and it's dark outside, like I get that it is hard to get out of bed. However, you've got to think of like your future self. So your future self is going to be grateful for you for getting up out of bed and moving your body, doing your journaling, getting fresh air, like having a read before like the hecticness of day-to-day life starts. So that's the way that I like to think about it. And it's also not necessarily about adding more into your day, but like how could you take some things out of your morning routine that currently aren't serving you? So scrolling, looking at your emails, like listening to like a lot of negative news, or running out of the house, like grabbing a coffee and like eating breakfast on the go. Like those are small shifts that you can make by thinking, is this serving my bit? Is this habit, is this way that I'm currently setting up my morning and going through my morning? Like, is it actually making me feel good? Or are there things that I can stop doing? Like that's a really good place to start. And then you can start adding things in as well. So those would be my little tips. But let me know what is something about your morning routine that you love. Like I love hearing about other people's morning routines. So I'm always open and curious to like trying different things out or adding different things in. So I'd love to hear what you love doing in your morning and like what really helps you set you up for success.
So it is now 8:25 and I'm heading out to a coffee shop. I'm so wrapped up because it's so cold, but I always try and get fresh air. Even if I'm working from home or I'm working from a coffee shop, I'll always go out and get fresh air. I just think it's so important to move your body before you start work. So that would be another tip if you're not doing that already. I just find it's like a nice way to get fresh air into your lungs, and yeah, just get out and about. I normally listen to a podcast, but I also think it's quite nice to not listen to things. The other thing that I forgot to mention actually, which is a key part of my morning routine, is I really try and refrain from looking at like social media, emails, anything like that before I sit down to work. I think it's so easy to like whip out your phone, check Instagram, check your emails, but it doesn't ever contribute anything positively to your morning. Like it's probably going to bring stress, it's probably going to like spike your cortisol levels, because you're always going to see something that you kind of didn't need to see before like 9 o'clock. So that's one thing that I would really recommend. And I know it can feel really tempting, like when you see notifications. So what I typically do is I'll put like my do not disturb on, or I just move my Instagram app off my main home screen, and I don't have notifications on with Instagram. So that really helps. And then things like emails, it's honestly just like self-discipline. It's crazy that we have this tendency to like want to open up our emails first thing in the morning. And it's like, actually, in what world will that ever make us feel good? So it's really just a case of like trying to do it one day at a time and noticing the difference that it makes.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So I've just got to the coffee shop, and now what I'm going to do is check through my to-do list for the day, and I try and get like the most urgent things done straight away. I always think that's like a really good tip. But today is a client-free day, so I don't have any client calls today, which means that I've got more time to do things like outreach, lead generation,
content creation. I'm in the middle of a launch for my business, opening up a new community for female entrepreneurs. So that launched kind of early bird behind the scenes yesterday. So I'm going to be focusing on that today, getting my nerve sequences set up, and then I've got an acupuncture appointment later. But that's kind of my morning routine in a nutshell. I either work from a coffee shop, like I say, or I work from home. It kind of depends on the day, what the vibe is. I feel like when it's grey and cold outside, it's nice to go out to a coffee shop, to be around other people and be someone that's warm. Less so when it's in the summer, because you can kind of have the windows open and stuff at home. So that's why I've come out today, and I will check in with you in the next video, unless I think of anything else on my morning routine that I think is worth sharing. But let me know if you've got any questions about morning routines. I'm a big fan of coffee. And just think that they like make such a difference to your day. So if you've got any questions, let me know. I'll leave some of the products and like items that I've used linked down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what kind of content you want.